Candy. Oh, Candy, 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 Candy. Picture it. 2015, well, 2016, and then after Trump was elected, then Candace Owens, she came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden she was like the it person. She was like the it girl. Like everybody loved her ever since Kanye said that he wrote the tweet. I love the way Candace Owens thinks. He was, she just, you know, she's been that, right? And now she has amassed this massive platform. In the wake of losing her job at the Daily Wire, which was before, I think she was at PragerU before that, if I'm not mistaken, and before that she was with Turning Point. So I don't know what happened with those other two jobs. I just know, we all know what happened with Daily Wire because a lot of us saw it in real time. But it's ever since she has been allowed to be independent, which is fine, it seems to get a lot more conspiracy driven, a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is, but and I don't hate Candace Owens. I mean, sometimes she's right. Um, sometimes, Candace is right, but in the case of Charlie Kirk, she has been talking. Every episode has been about Charlie Kirk since the day after he was assassinated. So what was it, September 11th? So since September 11th, every episode has been about Charlie Kirk, and each episode gets a little bit more weird. And I mean, you can get a lot of weird after 2 weeks. And now we've just reached the point where what are we even saying at this There's been so many twists, so many turns, so many things, so many, I have a source, so many. I'm not going to name the person, but I'm going to say that this happened, and then I'm going to, or I'm going to make this wild claim. And then when someone pushes back and says that you said it, you're going to be like, I didn't say that. I never said that. I never said Charlie was converting to Catholicism. I never said that. I'm like, bro. So yesterday, um, yeah, she revealed that finally we got because one of the early episodes after Charlie was assassinated was about Bibi Netanyahu and him possibly having a role in Israel, possibly having a role in the assassination, and that Charlie hated Israel, and his position on Israel had shifted considerably, even though a few weeks before his death he said otherwise. But Candace knows more than everybody else, so at least in her mind, and so she proceeds to mention the letter. Just take a look.
About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen?
So why not just show the messages of you making the deal with Turning Point? We have the deal. We made the deal for the tour. We made the deal to have the whatever it was, the event with Charlie, because y'all are both like at a level now where we make deals, right? We don't just show up for our friends. Like we make deals, right? So, where's the contract? Where's the contract? Candace, just show us the contract. This is the contract that I either had signed or was about to sign so that Charlie and I could have our reunion, and it was going to be a beautiful, blissful moment. Tell us the day. Tell us where it was going to happen. Tell us what y'all were going to discuss. Like, what were the bullet points? Like, share that. And you know what really annoys me is that people are eating this up like kibble. You can't say anything bad about this. Oh, not even bad. You can't critique her. And that's what I said this in the RANT experience, not this past week, but the week before, about idolizing these conservative content creators. Don't idolize them. Take their information. You still have to look and make sure, because sometimes a lot of us, not a lot of us, will omit certain things because they don't fit the narrative. Because both sides do it. Let's be clear. And so when someone is giving you conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy and they haven't substantiated anything, then it went from that to the shooter wasn't the mongrel who allegedly did it is not him. So and she's trying to figure out who people are in photos and it's a lot. Again, I'm not saying she can't do it. I'm not saying she shouldn't do it, but I'm saying you don't be surprised or in any way annoyed when somebody pushes back. That's just the thing. That's just how that works. And then you have creators who are on your level who are literally pushing back. David J. Harris is pushing back. Brandon Tatum is passive aggressively pushing back. So when you have people who are on that level with you who are literally saying that's not how it was going down, but now you're going to center yourself. So you were about to have a reunion with Charlie, and instead of you present the paperwork for the reunion, we just take your word for it. Trust me, bro. Got it.
It's a yes or a no.
Oh no. So now we're gonna put the ball in Turning Point's court for them to push back. Turning Point has stuff to do. They really don't have time to be sitting here arguing with Candace Owens about whether or not there was gonna be a reunion. Just show us the proof. Turning Point doesn't have to say a damn thing. All you gotta do is present the contract, present the proof. Boom. Present the text messages, the emails, whatever it is. There had to have been some communication if y'all were going to reunite. So show us. That's it. I don't understand why this is so difficult.
Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are
Wow.
behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay? There is no way you are letting these lies fly unless, as I am hearing, unless it is true that there was a big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk.
So you're making the claim. You're making the claim, Candace. You can't go to them and tell them to prove your claim. You're making the claim. So prove the claim. Prove that Charlie said he was tired of Jewish donors controlling him, whatever you just said. Prove it. The burden of proof is on you. The burden of proof is not on Turning Point USA. And how are they moving on? They have to move on. They're a multi-million-dollar organization. Oh, they're you think they're going along to get along with the investigation. Just because they're not showing you their hand doesn't mean they're not doing something. They don't have to show you what they're doing. They don't have to present to you any pushback they might be giving the feds right now. They don't have to show you that. So I don't understand. I don't get it. But the burden of proof is on you here. It's not on them. How are you going to say, well, yeah, I'm going to make this claim that Charlie, blah, 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 blah. You prove it. Candace, you've been debating long enough to know better. You've been debating long enough to know better. You cut that dirty booty talk. You cut that dirty booty talk. That was one of my favorite videos. It didn't go viral, but I love that chant. You cut that dirty booty talk, Candace. Just cut it.
That he was gonna become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with all of those presences, so much presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take the chance. And I will say this, you know what? Somewhere Charlie is watching, okay? And I hope he knows that we are reunited, okay? We're on stage right now, and the Jewish donors are very angry about it, extremely angry about it.
Reunited and it feels so good. I don't know. What do we call this? Um, people keep pulling receipts and proving it wrong, but I don't. I hate that style of debate or conversation. If you bring up the claim, you have to prove it. You can't. I like when people come into any of our live streams and they're like, "Yeah, well, blah 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 happened," and you're like, "Well, prove it. Well, look it up." No, you brought it up. So you tell me why this or how or when or who did it? What happened? The burden of proof is on you, bro. not us. You know, it's like a bad TV show. Um, I think what she Amy, I think and you know, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming what she's saying is because she's still alive and he's no longer alive. She is now holding the mantle for both of them. And basically the words he said, she's now saying and pissing off the Jewish donors. That's what I think she's saying. I could be wrong, but in my mind, that's what she's saying. That it's a spiritual thing that you know he's no longer here in the body, but she is, and so therefore she's going to pick up the mantle for both of them and piss off the Jewish donor. Listen, it's like a bad show that you just keep going back to because I go back every day. I go back knowing it's kind of like I don't know. You know, bad sex is about to happen because you already had bad sex with somebody, but you keep going back, hoping it gets better. I don't know. And so you go back and you hope, okay, maybe today we'll get the proof, and every day we're left on a cliffhanger. So it's like every podcast episode, we're left on like this cliffhanger. We're like, oh, but the other thing I want to point out about the Netanyahu letter is she never read it. She never read Charlie Kirk's letter to Netanyahu. She never read it. And that would have literally, if you want to prove the claim that Charlie was all of these things and he was mad with Netanyahu and he told him off in the letter, all the stuff that you claimed this early on, right? Not too long after Charlie died. Your proof is right there in the letter. Read the letter, Candace. Read the damn letter. Read it. But she's not. She didn't read the letter and she just skated on and just kept making wild claims about whatever she wanted and then centering herself because that's what people do, I guess, apparently. But anyway, moving on.